Hello guys, welcome to 5DFBB channel. This video I would like to share you my experience on flying the DJI Avata first time. I have a chance to fly it one day for a shooting for a YouTube channel called Tech Offsite. It also has their own website, and there are about 400,000 subscribers to the channel. So let's check it out and find the review of in their own version. But I would like to add some points that I have experienced, which I think that those who are interested in DJI Avata should know about it, because there is no mentioning in the manual at all, and preface information. The drone I flew is a demo drone, but it doesn't mean that the drone is different from any other DJI Avata. It just that drone is dedicated only for reviewing purpose. The company will send the drone to this guy, that guy for reviewing, just that. Okay, so let's get into the points. First of all, for the non-DJI fanboy like me, the video recording is quite complicated, because there are two options to select that you need to make sure that you have selected the right options. The first is whether to record the video into the internal storage of the drone itself, or to record the video into the micro SD card that you have inserted. The second option is to select whether to record video from both the goggles and the drone, or record the video from only the goggles or from only the drone. So the difference between the sorts of videos is that if you record the video from the goggles, there will be OSD attached to your video, like the height, the speed, the frequency you are using. But if you record video from the drone, there is no any OSD on in the video. So and the recording button, there are two recording buttons. One is on your remote controller, and the another one is on the goggles, but both button works the same. It doesn't matter which button you push. It depends on the selection of video recording that you have selected inside the goggles menu. Okay, next move on to the sport mode. The sport mode is quite surprising to me, because at first I am not sure whether it is because of sport mode, but there is one time that we are testing crashing. Actually, it's not crashing. We intentionally fly the DJI Avata into a wall, like touching the wall to show that the drone can hit something and can still flying. But at the first trial it failed. To elaborate more, I was unintentionally select the sport mode, and I do the test, intentionally fly into the wall in the sport mode. And once the drone, the DJI Avata, touch the wall, I would use the word touching, because I fly really slow in order to touch the wall, and the drone just freak out and crash out of nothing. And everyone in the shooting is like, what happened? It doesn't be it used to be better than this, because before that shoot, before that take, I used to fly through many holes. I used to fly through the vending machine, not vending machine, the washing machine. I used to fly through the washing machine, and I hit something, I touch something, and I can still be able to fly. But in this case, in the crash testing, I just touched the wall and the drone freaked out and crashed. And it happened 2 times like this. It crashed 2 times, and then I start to check what is wrong, what is happening, why the drone crashed right away when I touched the wall. So I check my remote controller, and when I control the drone, I used to I'm a pitching person, so my middle finger is hanging around the mode button. The mode button has three modes like sport mode, normal mode, and manual mode. And I was accidentally uh, hit the sport mode and turn on the sport mode, and then I flew the drone in sport mode. So I see that, oh man, I was flying in sport mode, then I changed it back to normal mode, then I flew it in normal mode and I touched the wall, then nothing happened. I can touch and stay there, stay touching the wall for like 1 to 2 seconds and nothing happened. I can continue flying. So that's the time I'm pretty sure that when I hit something in spawn mode, it is mostly going to freak out and crash. So be careful if if you just try in spawn mode, or if you are used to flying DJI in spawn mode. Be careful to do that in DJI Avata. Test it first. It may not be the same as your my drone may be different from yours somehow, but that is my experience. I crashed like 5 to 6 times in spawn mode from just a slight touch to obstacles, just a slight touch, and it freak out and crash in spawn mode. So be careful if you are going to fly in spawn mode of the DJI Avata. Okay, and then the turtle mode. Next point is the turtle mode. The turtle mode of the DJI Avata works only when the DJI Avata perfectly inverted, like 180-degree inverted, then the turtle mode works. But if you are not perfectly inverted, like you tilt like this on the ground, like like a I don't know 120-degree inverted, not perfectly 180-degree, the turtle mode will not work. If you turn on the turtle mode while you are not perfectly inverted, the drone will like spinning around on the ground, dancing around on the ground until the system detected that, oh man, something is wrong, I need to stop this, and then the motor stops. Okay, and that is the turtle mode, so be careful. And another thing that I do not like in the menu section of the turtle mode is that there is no on off selection of the turtle mode. It's like when you slide the menu bar from the left column, and then you select the like something, and then you see the turtle mode menu and you click it, then it is the starting of the turtle mode right away, and there is no stopping button to select, and there's no stopping selection of the turtle mode. Once it starts, it cannot be stopped from the menu in the goggle. I don't know whether the emergency button in the remote control, in the motion controller, can stop the turtle mode or not. I haven't tried it, but in the goggles menu, there's no way to stop turtle mode. Okay, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I do not completely understand how the menu works, but that is my experience. Next, move on to the comments on the DJI goggles 2. The comments on the DJI goggles 2 is that the touchpad is like as convenient as it is inconvenience. So because to me, when I want to touch a touchpad, when I want to use a touchpad, I see the touchpad first, and then I move my fingers on the touchpad, right? But then the touchpad is on the goggles, and I cannot see the touchpad. I have to like searching for the touchpad blindly, and then and there is like three fingers style to control the menu, like a swipe from the left, swipe from the swipe from the top, swipe from the button, and then touch once with one finger, touch once with two fingers, like that. So when I select the menu, and I was like, oh, where is my finger? Is it on the touchpad? If I touch once, yeah, and my finger is not on the touchpad area, and then I missed it, and I have to do it again. And then when I was working there, and there is a rush in the shooting, and then I cannot rush my finger because I have to deliberately move my finger in order to correctly uh, use the touchpad in order to select the menu in the goggles. So that's like conveniently inconvenient. So and then move on to the face sensor of the goggles. Like there's a sensor that detects whether you are putting the goggles on or not. And when you remove the goggles off your face, then the screen is automatically off temporarily. And when you put the goggles on your face again, then the screen is on. Well, then it's inconvenience when I want to check whether when I turn the goggles battery on, whether the goggles turn on or not. Yeah, it's inconvenience to check. Yeah, I have to put the goggles on my face in order to see whether the goggles is working or not. And then when there is a time that I want to change the menu without putting on the goggles, but I cannot do that because the screen on the goggle is just blank and I cannot see with a certain distance. But I just don't want to wear the goggles while I just want to change. I want to make a tiny change in the menu. I have to wear it every time I have to change the setting in the menus of the goggles. So, and next point of the goggle is that the eye adjustment and the focal length, like that. I cannot get it right every time I wear it. It's like every time I remove the goggles off my head and I put it on again, and it's off center. My vision is off center again. I have to readjust my eye PED and the focal length again, and it happens like this every time. Even though I have locked the eye focal adjustment, I have locked it in place, and there's no movement in the adjustment I have made the last time. But every time I took off and put it on, and then my vision is off center again, and have to readjust my eyes adjustment again. So, and next thing I should mention is that the barrel jack connector of the goggles 2 is different from the Goggle V2. So it is not interchangeable. The cables between the battery to the goggles of the goggles 2 is not interchangeable to the goggles V2. So just bear in mind. But the battery itself is interchangeable. It's identical. I think. Well, the writing, the label is different, but the spec and the voltage is replaceable between the goggles V2 and the goggles 2. Okay, for the battery of the goggles. Okay, and then comes to conclusion. Just be careful when you want to use or you try to use the sport mode of the DJI Avata. It may because in my experience, when it touch something, it freak out and crash. And then just practice using the touchpad on the goggles 2 first, because if you want to make a fast adjustment when you are on the shooting side, then it's going to slow you down if you don't get used to, if you don't get accustomed to the using of the touchpad of the goggles 2. And then the recording of the video, just make sure that you have recorded into the micro SD card or the internal storage, or whether you want to record both the goggles video and the drone videos, or only one of each. And then that's all. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you deem that this video is valuable, you can help support my channel through these methods in the video right now, and also in the video description. Thank you, and bye bye. See you again.